Always wanted a mega home on the water? Well, here's what you need to know. Today I've got Juawana and Stefanie with me. Juawana is a famous celebrity here with us from Selling Tampa, a real estate agent extraordinaire. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. And say celebrity very loosely. No, but thank you for having us. I definitely want to share some information about when someone is looking to purchase a home on the water, the benefits and the things you should look out for. So I'm ready to share the information.
All right, let's just jump in. So when your clients approach you and they're looking for a house on the water, what are you taking into account and what should they be looking for?
That is a lot. So you want to take in, well, really it is a lot because you're trying to, especially if it's a couple, you're trying to really accommodate the spouse, each spouse, because some of them may have different likes. Some may want to be in a condo on the water. Some may want to be in a mega mansion on the water. So you're kind of trying to marry the two and make them happy and figure out what's going to work best for both of them. And that can be a challenge sometimes, but it can be done.
So like with our customers, MarineMax customers, obviously the boating lifestyle and stuff like that, you've got to look and kind of take into account the waterways and, you know, the available navigable waters around the homes and the depths and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, a couple things. First, you're looking at what do they want. There's a lot of water out there, right? But the question is, where do they want to hone in geographically? And then what amenities they like to be around. What do they like to do? Do they own a boat or are they part of a boat club? Do they need a dock or do they just need access to one? So those are just some of the questions that go into when you're looking to help someone purchase either a single family home or a condo. Either way, water living is great.
Right. I think, where's your slip would be a great place. Do you want to boat on the intercoastal or do you want to be on the Gulf? So it all depends on what. But for me, I would love to be on the intercoastal because it's just easy to go up and down and you don't get a lot of that chop when you own your own boat and you have your own slip. Right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's right. We've got all these wakeboard boats and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people, might want to be on a lake where, they're just doing trick skiing and wakeboarding and stuff like that, which we can still do that in the saltwater, of course, with these boats. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm so saltwater driven and geared and towards the fishing part of it. You don't think about, wow, living up this river is really nice and to just kind of, the wildlife around and you're on the water, but you still got your boat there and all that stuff.
And you have to ask the questions about the size of the boat. Does your client, because there's sometimes requirements or restrictions rather in the community. So those are all important questions. And I'm sure if someone has a boat, they know they kind of are already thinking these things, those things. But as a real estate agent, you have to be forward thinking in that as well.
And I will tell you, if you do buy that mega mansion on the water or the house or whatever, and you're putting in a lift, put in a bigger lift than what you think you need, because 4-foot-itis is going to get you in a year, and you're going to be wanting to go bigger, and you're going to go, oh my God, I'm limited out on my lift size. I see it all the time.
Really?
So it's all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people not even put a boat on a lift, and they got to pull it back out because they went up bigger before they even did the other thing. So.
And when you're ready to buy that mansion, make sure you come to MarineMax to get your boat.
So this is Stefanie from Black Girls Boat, and we've done some other episodes with her, and she just is a joy. She loves being out on the water and running around here. So she'll be buying her house on the water soon here.
Do you want to live on the boat, Steph? We never talked about this. Would you want to live so do you want to live on the water in a single family house, or would you want boat living, like a houseboat?
I would rather live on the intercoastal with a slip, and I can take my boat out anytime I want. So yeah, I would love to live on the water.
So what's the craziest thing that's happened to you, like when you're showing a boat or showing a place on the water, or anything that like really jumps out at you?
So I'll first say I have not shown a boat yet. That would be great. We did talk about selling boats at some point, but we'll see. But I've shown some beautiful houses on water, and I don't want to spread any gossip, so I can't say any names specifically, but I did help a client that it was a spouse and a wife, a husband and a wife, and it was in the Miami area. And they wanted to live in one of those, it's not a mega mansion, it wasn't a mansion, but they wanted to live on the water. And we go and visited the house, and I used my key fob thing to get in, and there was someone in the house. There was someone there, not knowing that we were going to show it, but there was someone there that used to live there, but they were in there trying to get some things out because I guess they listed it too soon. I don't know. I don't really know all what happened, but the surprise, yeah, the wife was in there, and then she went further as to explain certain things about the area, but I think she was kind of being vindictive because she didn't want to sell the house. It wasn't very nice things she was saying, but the house was beautiful. Needless to say, my clients didn't purchase that home. They ended up purchasing another home on the water, but I never had anyone at a home when I visited with a client that never had happened, but they handled it well, and we made the best of it. But
Kind of scary.
yeah.
So maybe switch gears just a little bit into like the MarineMax Vacations and the yachting lifestyle type thing like that. So I know you're interested in that.
Yeah, so MarineMax has these wonderful vacations where if you did want to own a boat, you have access to yachts where you can go down to the British Islands or the Bahamas. So there's always access to being on the water. Even if you didn't want boat ownership, you can always do a MarineMax vacation.
Experienced boaters or non-experienced, if you decide to do a BVI trip, let's say, you can get a boat that has a captain and also a crew or a chef on board. So you're kind of hands-free and they know the local areas, stuff like that. If you've been boating, if you've got a good, decent boating background and all that stuff, you kind of go through a certification process and then you can run the boats, yourself. But there's different sizes and different things. I was down there last year. I'll be going down again here shortly. Fortunate enough, we do getaways, our MarineMax trips, and kind of all the stores kind of get their clients together and go down there and do that.
Are you taking the ladies?
And so let's buy a boat first. And then do that.
How long did the vacations last? That's I haven't been on one, but I would love. I looked at it, but we never.
It's totally up to you.
Okay.
So you can like have it geared to you. So say 5 or 6 days if you wanted to, or you could do 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it is. So we've got people that have got that's their job, and they'll get everything booked for you and set out your itinerary and do all that and provision the boat and everything like that. So
I know that stuff.
So anyway, not only are we selling Tampa and any other house on the water and boats that you want to have, we're also selling the MarineMax Vacations and the BVIs, of course, apparently. So, all right, so Juawana, I got a question for you. So selling Tampa, how did that come about?
That's a good question. We get asked that a lot, and it was really just happenstance. We are all in real estate, so I work at the time the brokerage was Allure, and it was International Women's Month, and we took a photo for International Women's Month, and the photo kind of went viral. At the time, it was all minority women working at the brokerage, and several people saw the photo and started reaching out to us about producing a show. And one of the people that reached out to us was the producers of Selling Sunset, and said they were looking at doing another show with minority women, and it looked like we could be a good fit. And they interviewed us, and next thing you know, we signed a contract. And during that time, it was COVID. So from the time we signed the contract to the time we started filming was about a year. And the rest is history. But the show is really based on women navigating the real estate industry and really getting into the luxury real estate market. And I think that's key, because it's a little bit with boats, and we talked about this before. Typically, boating was for men, and real estate is kind of the same way. A lot of men were in real estate. And so the fact that women, and particularly minority women, started navigating the luxury real estate market was attractive to the producers. And so that's how it came about.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I watched the show and I saw them on a boat, and this is when I first started boating, and I'm a female, and they were minority women, black women. I'm like, wait a minute, they should be having me drive them on the how to get them in the boating. So,
It was
a good show.
Thank you for that. It was a great experience, and really it's 8 women that was a part of the brokerage, and just really navigating the real estate industry and figuring out how we can get into the luxury market. There's a little bit of a little bickering in it, like any reality show, right? But I think it was all respectful, and I think in any industry you're going to have disagreements. You're not going to get along some days, and things you're going to disagree on. But the whole goal is to service the customer and get them the home or sell the home that they're looking to sell.
It's important whether it's real estate or boating, right?
Absolutely.
You got to service the customer, and in our business, our industry, teach them how to be safe and have fun, and show them how to have fun with the getaways and the vacations and things like that. So, and service them. So it's kind of like 4 points there. So anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it. That's interesting stories. Any chance of round 2?
Maybe. You always have to stay tuned. I think, things in life, they transition. So some of us are working on other things and some are living their lives, but it was a great opportunity and a great experience, and I don't think anyone would change it.
Cool.
One of my favorite moments from the show was, I think it's the episode you saw. We were on a boat. So 2 things happened. One, I shared with our broker, which is my friend, the fact that I was getting divorced. So that's something that I shared, but I shared it when we were on the boat and we were coming off of the boat, meeting up with the other agents. And we I think it was a pontoon boat at the time. Yes. And we popped some champagne on the boat. Someone had just had a closing. That's what it was. And we rode up on the boat, and the girls who weren't a part of that sale, they were like jealous that we were pulling up on a boat. So it was some little bickering about that. And at that moment, or during that episode, Sherelle and I kind of went off to the side, and I had shared with her that I was going through a divorce. Right. And we shed tears, and I didn't realize I was going to cry, for real. I didn't realize I was going to cry. And that moment will always stick out to me for 2 reasons. One, we were on a boat. And 2 is because I had shared with her I was going through a divorce, and that is something that stuck out with me in the show.
No acting, no nothing, just natural flow and everything.
And
else.
I was going through a divorce at the same time. So that's when I was like, I found boating, and it really changed how I feel about life, and it got me going. Is through boating, right? Was my new husband. And I was like, oh, I got to meet her. I see her tears. They're real. I want to bring her into boating. So I got in her DMs and was like, I have something for you. The boating world.
And it's been boating ever since, and I've loved it. Met so many people. That's another thing, boating, it's almost like golfing. Boating brings people together, I think, and in a way that isn't really like any other industry. So I definitely will never stop boating.
It's definitely a tight-knit group, but it's like, that's the thing, it's the great equalizer.
Yeah.
You know, you go out to an island and you anchor up, you're going to go out for the day. Say you go out to, here we're out at Egmont Key, right?
Yeah.
And you've got somebody that's on a jet ski, you've got a guy in a Azimut yacht, you've got somebody in a John boat, you got whatever, it doesn't matter. You're standing out there playing cornhole, you're sharing a beer with somebody, everybody, you got the bricklayer, the mason guy, whatever, doctor, lawyer, it doesn't matter. Everybody's there for the love of water, united by water.
And united by water.
Yeah.
United by water.
Yeah.
There you go.
And everybody helps each other, right?
They do.
No man left behind, no woman left behind. Everybody just helps each other.
Right.
It's a natural vibe.
It is.
There.
Remember the one day that we were on the boat? The guy was on the phone. He was in this beautiful boat. We were, I don't know, were we on a pontoon boat?
Yes,
I don't remember.
yes,
So,
we were on the pontoon. You
and
were
I was
driving.
parking. I was driving. And again, I'm still getting acclimated with docking. So I was docking, but he was on his boat and on the phone. And so he saw us. It was only her and I. And he's like, let me get off. I got to help this lady. And he jumped on our boat and took over the wheel. She was like, no, she has to learn. She has to. He was trying to be helpful, but it was so sweet. But she's like, no, she has to do it. And I just thought that was really nice of him to do that. But like you said, it brings everyone together.
For the Love of Water Foundation.
All right, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you
On the water.
out on the water.